Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Wow, I think I leaned in just as I went from the intro video, and it seemed like I was coming at you through the screen. Good morning. Welcome back to the NBA Bit. We haven't done this in a week, right? Because we had no NBA Bit on Friday, no NBA Bit on Monday. So it's been a full week since we've been back here, but it's good to be back. We got a fun one today. We got a busy day today, boys and girls. We got a busy day. We were up early yesterday recording a new episode of Hoop Sense that drops at noon. So go check that out on the Count the Dings YouTube channel. Also, just leave that on loop. You know the drill. Leave it on loop. Nice Boston-based NBA bit. Been a bit. That's solid. And then at 2 p.m., I think that's right. 2 p.m. the 89 Cavs. We return today. That'll be fun. So check that out right here on our channel. This channel. We'll do the 89 Cavs on this channel. And then on Friday, we'll have the NBA Bit, and we'll have Live Before Lock. So we get some busy stuff. We're getting closer to the playoff push here. So we'll have some fun stuff to get into. Who do we got in the chat? We got Contrabasaldita. There we go. Notification on. I need everybody to have that energy. We got Sneeps in the chat. Happy birthday to the Blazers great Jeremy Grant. Doubtful for tonight. And J.R. Ryder. Love to see it. Matic Auto. Smoke some. Happy National Pacers Sick Day. He meant Suck Day. Sorry, Snoopaloop. I know it's been tough last night. You own the number one Lego. Look at you. You and the judge flaunting your number one. Stubbs in the chat. Stubbs, good to see you, man. Stubbs, listen, I'm going to give Stubbs a bunch of shout-outs here. One, his Cavaliers are on fire. Two, invited me to a Splash Sports contest that I shipped. And then listen, guys, you can see I pinned it in the chat. I think I pinned it. We have some Splash. We got a new Splash contest. I'm calling it the Wednesday Wipeout, which we'll talk more about a little bit later. I need somebody to bring it, all right? Because I've been smoking you guys out there. Another W last night. So I need everybody to pick up the energy, okay? Sneeps up in here. We love that. Members. Love the members. Patrick Coyne up there with Malik Beasley overs. All right. There we go. We hit it. Now we quit it. Let's get into some of the stuff that we're going to talk about. We're going to start with a little MVP conversation, and not a big one, all right? We don't need a big-time MVP debate here. I'm sure every other channel has discussed it in the recent days, but I'm just kind of curious where everybody's landing right now on this debate. I think it's been fun. Also, can I just say, I feel like people haven't been saying crazy stuff this time around. You know what I mean? I'm sure everybody can remember. I mean, people are still saying crazy stuff. Shaq thought Chauncey Billups coaches the Pistons. Do you guys? All right, sorry. I know we're all over the place this morning. Do you guys think that's a bit? Do you guys think an NBA bit, if you will? Do you guys think that he's doing that on purpose just to be dumb? Do you think, that'll get clicks? Is that in the Stephen A. Smith realm of stuff? Which, by the way, I'm not going to talk too much about the Stephen A. Smith Bronny thing and LeBron. I'm just not interested in it. He went on Gilbert Arenas' show yesterday. Go watch that if you want. But people aren't saying crazy stuff, right? I haven't seen the vitriol that we've seen in previous MVP conversations, and maybe it's because it's just between Jokic and SGA. I don't know. I don't know why, but people aren't saying crazy stuff. But just quickly over the weekend, I mean, just crazy stat lines from the guys, right? And I think my favorite part about this in the first game, right, both at OKC, I believe, OKC won 127-103. Close game until the fourth quarter where they outscored them by 21 in the fourth. Nuggets are pretty much full strength in that game. You see Joker's line right there. Joker was a minus 13. You look at Michael Porter Jr., though, a freaking minus 33, which is kind of funny. Not sure why it's okay. Here we go. Jokic in this game had 24, 13, and 9. And then you look at SGA, dropped 40 on him. 48 and 5 for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Also had 3 blocks in there as well. And Shai was awesome. They get the win. At that point they're 53 and 11, right? So then we listened for the next 24 hours where everybody was like, holy crap, the MVP is over. Nationally televised game, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander drops 40 as they outscore by 21-4. It's over. It's over, right? That's every single conversation. Almost like we were, it was unclear that we had more basketball games to play literally between these two teams in 24 hours. And so you fast forward to Monday, and they square off again, still in OKC. Yeah, still in OKC. This game, you had both Joker and Jamal questionable for this one, and I loved it. I loved it because Joker after the game, or it was reported after the game, that he was questionable, and it seemed like he wasn't going to go, and Michael Malone, head coach Michael Malone, gave him like the option to just be like, hey, you don't have to play if you don't want to. Sorry, my computer is tweaking right now. He was like, you don't have to play if you don't want to. You can have the night off, all right? We're sleepy, we're tired, take the night off. Jokic says no. Jamal Murray says no. And both of these guys go nuts. Jamal Murray had 34 points in this game, going 9 for 9 from the line, knocked down 3 triples. And then Joker with 35 points, 18 boards, and 8 dimes. Just really, really good stuff between these guys. And Denver gets the win. And so now what was funny, and rightfully so, but what was funny is that after the first game, everybody was like, holy crap, the MVP's over. No dialogue after the second game at all. But quickly, I just want to give you both their stats for this season. So Shai on this 50-plus win team, clearly the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, going to be Western Conference favorites. Right now, through 63 games, he's played 63 games of how many? What did I say their record was? 53 and 12. So he's played 63 of 65 games. 32.7 points per game, over 5 rebounds a game, over 6 dimes a game. He's shooting 52.5% from the field, 90% from the line, 37% from 3, which is better than his career average. His PER is 31. Like, just absolutely cooking on the best team in the West. Joker, on the other hand, the Nuggets are now, what did we say they are? 42 and 23. So that's also 65 games. He's played 59 of those 65. He's averaging 29 points per game, 13 boards per game, and over 10.5 dimes. I didn't even realize this until right now. He's averaging a triple-double for the season right now. He's shooting 57.7% from the field, 80% from the line. You want to know what's crazy? 43% from 3. Holy crap, PER of 32.3. And Denver, again, we've discussed this so many times, but a team that seemed like they were slipping early on, and then all of a sudden, right back in it, right? All right, Matic Auto said hash plus espresso, be fast. There you go. Cook, baby. Yeah, Shaq's still salty about the 04 Pistons. We got DJP in the chat. Let's go. Soup says Joker's already won the MVP, so it has to be SGA according to media. Yeah. But here's the thing. I do think SGA should get it. I think this is pretty close. And I think, like, if Shai's averaging over 30 points a game on the best team in the Western Conference, I think that's okay that he's the most valuable player, even if you, like, compare numbers, and Joker's numbers are right there. And the reason being is, like, you have to use the best team in the league as a tiebreaker. I think you do. Like, if Jokic was averaging 45, 20, and 18, then yeah, you can give it to Joker over SGA. But the fact that it's that close, and OKC is far and away the best team in the Western Conference, right? Like, if you just, like, poke at the standings here for a second, Denver still doing well. It's not like Denver's bad. They are the 2 seed. There is an 11-game gap between first and second. All right? First and second. Yeah, we do use that as a tiebreaker. So I do think Shai is the MVP. I will be very curious how OKC handles their guys the rest of the way. Do they take their foot off the gas a little bit here? And there's like, hey, we don't need like full metal. Like Jalen Williams is missing tonight's game against the Boston Celtics. Everybody else should be good to go for OKC. I'm curious, though, if they're like, hey, we don't need to do it. let's see. Top Shot comment said, "Are the Nuggets without Joker better than the Thunder without SGA?" I think it's probably the same drop off. Would be my guess. Maybe Joker impacts it a little bit more. And like I think that's a fine conversation. Like, but you could also say, are the Lakers a far worse team with LeBron off the floor than the Nuggets without Joker and the Thunder without SGA? Like, if that's the case, is LeBron the MVP? You know what I mean? So I think like it's okay to use this as a tiebreaker, at least for me. For me personally, I think it's okay. If you are the best team in the West by 11 freaking games, and you're putting up similar monster numbers, then yeah, it goes to Shea. It goes to Shea. And I don't think that's disparaging. Also, I saw, man, some of the most clickbaity stuff. Claire, I forget Claire's last name. I think she does pieces for The Guardian. She covers the Lakers. Mostly a good follow and solid reporter. I like their content. Was just, and I'm sure just like tweeting this out so everybody clicks it, was like LeBron should have 10 MVPs by now. Here's the thing. If you have takes like that, you need to point out the ones that he should have won. You can't just say things. You can't just, I mean, I guess you can. In this America, you can't. I mean, always in America, you just say things. Although, actually, we're getting to the point where you can't just say things if anybody's following Tesla. But if you're going to say LeBron should have won 10 MVPs, show me the other, like, 6. Show me the other 6. You think the Admiral Club here, what's up, Admiral Club? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Says he think the 11 games makes it a tie. All right. And listen, DJP says Nuggets are a 500 team without Joker, but OKC is a top 6 team without SGA. Yeah, but a 500, hold on, but where does a 500 team put you in the West? Okay, yeah. They put you at like the 9th seed. Okay. Yeah, listen, if that's how you want to do it, I think that's fine. Like, I don't think anybody is crazy for saying Joker's the MVP. But I also don't think anybody's crazy for saying SGA is the MVP. I think you are crazy if you say anybody else is the MVP. Even though Tatum's playing awesome, especially the last couple of weeks, he's been incredible. Yeah, can't do it. Can't do it. It's got to be one of those. It's got to be one of those fellers. All right. Anything else? Does anybody else have any hot, spicy MVP takes? Does anyone else think LaDaddy should also have all of those MVPs? Pistons would be a 6-win team without Cade. Give him the MVP. Let's go. Play the drop. Play the freaking drop. You're going to say things like that, you get the drop.
Detroit basketball! Detroit basketball!
There we go. Hell yeah. Hell yes. All right, good stuff. Good stuff there. Let's do a little hallelujah, shall we? Tyrese Haliburton last night, honestly, didn't have a great game. He had missed a handful of games, right? Wait, Superloop says, why don't they just do co-MVPs then no one gets mad? That's some millennial bullshit. Everybody gets a trophy. I don't know who watched the Pacers-Bucks game last night. Just an incredible finish in this game. Let me actually see if I can pull up a clip here. I'm sure Worldwide Wob tweeted it because he always be tweeting. Awesome finish to this game. Haliburton, who had missed a handful of games, hadn't really been playing his best stuff in this game. Hold on, let's see. Oh, here we go. We got the clip. Down 3 with 4 seconds left. Okay, down 3 with 4 seconds left. Let me share a different screen here. I don't know what's going on, fellas. I don't know how this ends up being the I don't know how you allow this to happen. I don't know how you allow it to happen. All right, here we go. Let's go full screen on this bad boy. Let's see the finish.
Pacers down 3. Haliburton's got the ball. Haliburton rises.
I love that it's over Giannis. Giannis wants to review. Let's see it one more time.
Pacers down 3. Haliburton's got the ball. Haliburton rises.
Incredible. I actually didn't think this was a foul at first. And then they went to review it, I think because they thought he was out of bounds. They went to review it, and I think it's just because Giannis was like in his landing spot, but I think it's hard to officiate the landing spot when he's like running full speed over to the left. But anyways, great win for the Pacers. Again, they still, to knock the 3 down, the Milwaukee had been in control of this game for the entire game, and then for them to fight back and get that W was pretty impressive. Pretty dumb foul though by Giannis. I mean, you're big enough put your arms up, man. If he hits the crazy shot, he hits the crazy shot. You're going to get the ball back with 3 seconds left. I mean, I don't think they had any timeouts, so they couldn't really draw up anything. But don't be dumb. Don't do a dumb thing. But good win for Milwaukee. Let's go back over to the other screen that we were sharing, and we can dive into the box score. I mentioned Haliburton had a pretty solid game last. I know not Haliburton. Excuse me. Spicy P, Mr. Siakam, had a pretty solid game last night in the W. We see, we got a Bandy's dreaming over here. Spicy P went for 25 and 12, also had 5 dimes in this game. Haliburton got to 14 and 10, so he did have a double-double, but again, didn't really shoot the ball, wasn't too aggressive, 5 for 12 from the field. Miles Turner gave him 13. Mr. Nembhard gave him 12. And then 17 from Benny Math off the bench. Giannis, of course, did Giannis stuff. He had a solid game, 19 points, 17 boards, 7 dimes. Only took 14 field goal attempts. Feels like not enough. Mr. Brolo had 23 and 7, and then Dame Time gave him a double-double at 15-11. Felt like playoff spiciness, though, right? Let's actually go over. Let's do Detroit-Washington first. And then we'll do Cleveland, and then we'll look at the playoffs here. But Detroit gets another W. This was an easy one. Hilarious stuff here. I don't know if you guys saw this. I don't have the clip pulled up, but just check x.com. A little scuffle last night, which shout out the Pistons. Detroit will fight anybody. They might as well be the Red Wings. They are a hockey team out there just looking to beef it up, okay? Last night gets a little spicy. Jordan Poole looks like he's going to come in and get involved, and Jalen Duren just kind of like laughed at him, and it was great. It was comedy, so go check that out if you haven't. But another good win for Detroit. Cade was awesome in this game. Cade's awesome in every game. 27 points, 10 dimes, 8 boards. We're going to do some all-NBA stuff next week. And Cade is an all-NBA player. Detroit is a spicy, fun team that I am very excited about to see in the playoffs. And the way things are shaking out right now, I feel like they are... I don't know. I feel like they could get involved a little bit, okay? Asar Thompson now playing over 30 minutes. He didn't do too much last night, but still, that's a good sign defensively. Duren with 15 and 13. That was fun. Malik Beasley, Dennis Schroeder both hit double figures for him off the bench. For the Wizards, I don't know. What do you want to say? Who cares? Keyshawn George had 12. Cool. Jordan Poole Party, 15, 5 and 5. Marcus, my boy's Wicked Smile, had 16. Wizards suck. Pistons good. And then, all right, Cleveland. Let's do this. I tried to do a shout out to Shorzy. I don't know if you guys are watching Shorzy. New season dropped a couple weeks ago. We'll never lose again. I actually did that on Hoop Sense. Nobody knows the reference, but we dropped it in there. We dropped it in there. Cavs got another W last night. No Spida in this game. He rested with the old dick injury. He had a groin injury. DeAndre Hunter missed this game as well. Brooklyn continues to play competitive games, but rightfully so. They lost this one because they want to keep tanking. Who was it? D'Lo sat, and somebody else sat too, I think. But Scam Thomas hit him with 27, 4 for 11 from 3. Cam Johnson had 17, 5 and 5. That's really it. Nothing to say about Brooklyn. Allen and Garland and Mobley led the way. Garland had 30 points, 8 dimes, 4 steals, 4 boards. Mobley, 21, 9 and 6. Yeah, Jared Allen had 23 and 13. Cleveland is on fire. I believe that's 15 in a row. 15 in a row for We the Land, Believe the Land. Yeah, 15 in a row. They are now 55 and 10 with an 8-game lead over the number 1 seed. And honestly, for Cleveland's sake, I hope they continue to do this. I hope they continue like they did last night. Listen, you're playing Brooklyn. Hey, Spida, why don't you put some icy hot on? Take the night off. DeAndre Hunter, take the night off. Just keep rotating these guys in and out. There's no reason to press the gas here. You guys you're clearly the number 1 seed. You're going to have a cakewalk of a first-round matchup because we'll look at that, but the first round is going to be disgusting for the Eastern Conference, especially. It's the polar opposite of what's happening on the Western Conference. I didn't even know we had a new Shrek coming out. That's good to know, Boston Base. Thank you. Helpful. So here we go. Let's look at the East. Cavs, Celtics. Yeah, okay, 1-2. We know that. This is where it's fun. Now, the Knicks lose Brunson. He rolled his ankle in that game against the Lakers. He's going to miss a couple of weeks. It sounds like they might not even bring him back until closer to the playoffs, which makes sense because I when that happened, I was like, holy shit, are the Bucks going to catch the Knicks? Are the Pistons or the Pacers going to catch the Knicks? And it feels like no, they're not. Since that happened, the Bucks have dropped 3 in a row. The Pacers now, with that win, draw exactly even with the Bucks for that 4-5 seed. They are both 36 and 28. And don't look now. The Detroit Pistons, technically, also right there. They are 2 percentage points back behind those guys because they played 2 more games than both the Bucks and the Pacers, and they've won 1 and lost 1. So all of it doesn't look like anybody's catching the Knicks, but this 4-5-6 is kind of interesting because the Pistons have an opportunity here to catch the Pacers or the Bucks and to move into that 4-5 matchup. Now, if you're Detroit, I don't know. I feel like the Knicks. Oh, D-Rose in the chat. Let's go, sir. Also, D-Rose, you shared a photo. You shared a photo on X.com the other day. Are you hitting the gym, buddy? Are you getting buff? Looking great with that photo. It's good to see you on X. If you're the Pistons, though, who would you rather play? Like rank. Matty Harrison's in the chat. He's talking about Ron Holland over there, going to miss a month at some point for throwing hands. Okay, yeah, probably. But tell me this: who would you rather play? Rank them, 1 through 3. Who would you rather play? Because I kind of think I would rank it Knicks, Pacers, Bucks. I think I want to play the Bucks the least, only because Giannis seems to be somebody that could beef you up down low, right? And I don't know what the head-to-heads are against those 3. And maybe that's just reacting a little too much about the Knicks, like losing Brunson for a little bit. But the Knicks don't look as, and I know they've won a couple of games in a row, but it's not like a comfy Knicks win, you know? They're on a West Coast trip right now, again without Brunson, right? They lost that game to the Lakers. And then after that, I think they ripped off a couple of W's, right? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. So they dropped the game to the Warriors, the Lakers, the Clippers, and got a win against the Kings. They have the Blazers tonight. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm just, it's like, listen, it's Tom Thibodeau. This is what happens when you get closer to the playoffs after you guys play. After you play a bunch of dudes for 155 minutes a night, you know? Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Let's go. 80 pounds this past year and a half. What? Let's go. And baby D-Rose this summer? Listen, that shouldn't be my takeaway, but my takeaway is, are you not coming to Summer League? Is that what that means? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's very exciting, man. Congrats to both you and yours. All right, Maddie says, want to play the Knicks in the first round, no one to guard Cade. I totally agree, man. Like, that big guard is going to be a problem. Honestly, the Bucks don't really have anybody. I guess they'd throw Taurean Prince at him, maybe. But this to me is the most exciting part of the first round for the Eastern Conference, because the Cavs are going to be playing one of Atlanta, Orlando, Miami, Chicago. And here's Orlando sucks right now. The Orlando stuff is such a bummer to watch. They just can't score. They can't do anything offensively. They're like really relying on guard play from Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony's really nice if you can like drop him in for 18 minutes a game, and if he's hot, you let him play 25. He's playing upwards of 30 minutes. He's like their best ball handling guard. It's Apollo and Franz. They're still putting up okay numbers, but you're not really seeing. Honestly, you want to go back to the MVP conversation again? Jalen Suggs probably the MVP. Orlando was like a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference when Suggs was playing. Even when they lost Paolo and Franz, they were still grinding out W's. You took Suggs out of that lineup, that Orlando team turned to ass. And again, maybe it's just the schedule. I don't know. There we go, T-Rose. There we go. Hell yeah. That's very exciting, though, man. But anyways, so you look at that first round, Cavs are going to get one of those 4 teams. If you had to pick right now between those 4, Hawks, Orlando, Miami, Chicago, I kind of think Chicago gets in. And the Bulls, Josh Giddey, Giddey's been on fire. He got hurt. I believe he was in a boot leaving the game the other night against Miami, maybe? Or no, it was Indiana. I forget who it was. And so, like, if Vooch just returned too, I don't know how much time Giddey's going to miss, but that's clearly the playing game, because the Sixers have decided to throw up on basketball. They're not really interested outside of Philly Grimes. Quentin Grimes has been cooking. The Sixers now, they shut down Embiid. Maxi's missed a couple of games. Paul George has missed a couple of games. Nick Nurse even came out and said they're going to be limiting their minutes of their best players, which is now Yabusele and Kelly Oubre. So the Sixers are full on trying to get a top 6 pick, because just a reminder, if the pick is 7 or higher, it's going to the OKC Thunder, who are finally catching a break, right? So anyways, that it's clearly these 4 teams. And Miami, I don't know if Stan Loves is in the chat. Miami has decided that they are just bad now. Like, I don't know what's going on with the Heat, man. Like, Khalil Ware, I don't know what Khalil Ware did. I don't know if he exposed himself in the locker room to Spoelstra. I don't know, like, if he slapped somebody. Although, in this NBA, you can slap. Doesn't matter who you slap. You're still going to play. Shut out Miles Bridges, that piece of shit. But, like, I don't know what Khalil Ware did that he's not allowed to play in the fourth quarter or overtimes of games. Like, he'll put up 12 and 8 in the first half and then play 5 minutes in the second half. You're getting a lot of Terry Rozier. And Terry Rozier has not done anything outside of bet on himself that would make you think he should be getting a lot of run right now. I don't know what's going on with Scary Terry, and I don't know if Miami is looking at it being like, hey, we're trying to move off of Terry Rozier, so we need to rebuild his value. But it's not working, man. If anything, his value is going down further. I don't understand. So anyways, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like Chicago and Atlanta. And it's not like those teams are playing well. I mean, Atlanta's won 3 in a row. They're 5-5 in their last 10, still 3 games under 500. The Magic 3-7 in their last 10. The Heat 3-7 in their last 10. And then the Chicago Bulls are 5-5 in their last 10. And shout out the Chicago Bulls, because I was in Chicago this weekend. I was. Shout out. D-Rose, I should have told you. But it was a quick trip. It's a quick trip. I mentioned this on Live Before Lock. We were very excited to get out there. We were visiting my wife's friends and their new kiddo. And the second we got there, they all tested positive for COVID. Like, just incredible timing. But we still get to see him in some outdoor. We went to the zoo, went to the Lincoln Park Zoo, saw some freaking lions out there. Bears are hibernating. Saw a red wolf, sexual being. Saw some what dogs? Some dogs. I can't remember what it was. African dog. I don't know. African. I forget what it was called. Cute little things. And then we stayed in Andersonville. Lovely. We had a lovely time. It was a beautiful little neighborhood. We had a really good time. We're still testing for COVID. Some people are. Snoop. I think they were testing for the. Oh yeah. Also, relax, Snoop. I think they might have thought they had the flu, I think, is what happened, because the flu's been crazy. Thank you. I also agree. 6 foot Mike. But yeah, had a really nice time in Chicago. Had some wonderful food. We had a good time. Oh, no kidding. Yeah. It was a really fun neighborhood. Went to this place called Lobo. Is it called Lobo? This like pizza bar joint that had some really cool outdoor stuff. That was a good hang. That was a really good hang. We had a great time. Went to Half Acre Brewery. That was a good time. No Wrigley Tour this time. I've done that though. Half Acre Brewery was delicious. What else did we do out there? What else did we do? No Portillos. This is Portillos. Portillos. No. The food is good but dangerous, hence why I need to lose 80 pounds. There you go, D-Rose. Anyways, Eastern Conference, yeah, that kind of that finishes it. I kind of think we get Chicago and Atlanta in the first and second round, which again, the Celtics and Cavs get to walk through that first round. Shouldn't be a problem, but that 3 through 6 is going to be spicy. All right, let's look at the Western Conference quickly, huh? Mentioned OKC, and then after that, it's a big old cluster bone. You get the Denver Nuggets in the second seed with a 1-game lead over the Lakers. Lakers, who have now dropped 2 in a row, dropped that game to the Celtics over the weekend, and then a weird one to the Brooklyn Nets. Shout out LeBron, got hurt at the right time. The Lakers went out of their way, went on this crazy run. You can see they're 8-2 in their last 10, just crushing. And then they're about a month away from the playoffs. LeBron looked in the mirror. He's like, I'm 40 years old. Let me just tweak something. Let me get some rest and be ready for the playoffs. Because if you're the Lakers, you want to stay in the top 4, but honestly, top 6. You're fine if you're the 6th seed. You feel confident against anybody there. The most important thing is that LeBron and Luka are healthy. Now, we don't know how healthy Luka is. He's still putting up big numbers. Had a triple-double in that game against Brooklyn, but not really the best. Maddie's saying Pistons host and beat the Pacers, shock the world, winning in 7 against Cleveland and Bickerstaff's revenge, then bow out and gentlemen sweep to the Celtics. Wow. The script has been written. Back to the West. So the Lakers, 1 game behind the Nuggets. Also the Grizzlies, 1 game behind the Nuggets. Now the Grizzlies have now ripped off 3 in a row after just dropping game winner after game winner, right? They had that stretch of 3 consecutive buzzer beaters at home. They almost added another one to that the other night. They ended up beating the Phoenix Suns. KD missed a 3 at the end of regulation that would have given them the W. Grizzlies still without Jaren Jackson Jr., I think, for another handful of games, it sounds like, after that sprain. And they got Utah tonight, which is good for them. I think Memphis to me and the Rockets are both like the 4-5 seed. However, Rockets now have also ripped off 3 games in a row. They get the Phoenix Suns tonight. Also with that, what's his name? Amin Thompson. Oh, no, D Rose, don't fall for it. Boston Base is just being a dork in the chat. What's his name? Amin Thompson, he's out for a couple of weeks, right? He got hurt at the very end of a game, chasing a triple-double. Ime Udoka, what are you doing, baby? You should have gotten him out of there. So he's going to miss some time. Houston does get Fred VanVleet back, though. FVV makes his return tonight. For the Rockets, or he's probable anyways. But Houston, it seemed like they were falling off, and you're like, oh, man, they might fall all the way back to the 6th seed. And they've kind of right the ship a little bit here. And there's 6. So what do they got? 17 games left in the season. Now, the Golden State Warriors, whoo boy. We're going to talk about the Warriors here. Like, what do you guys think their real ceiling is right now? Since they've acquired Jimmy Butler, in their last 10, they've gone 9-1. They've ripped off 5 in a row. But more importantly to me, the Warriors have this like look right now where they are not scared of anybody. Like, it doesn't matter. And even in these close games against teams that they should be beating, like the Portland Trailblazers game from the other night was pretty competitive, and they had the lead for most of the game. It wasn't like they thought they were going to lose, but Portland got a little bit hot in the second half. Denny was incredible. Denny had an insane game. It was like 35 and 14 or something crazy like that. Simons has been cooking the last couple of games. They make it a game, and then it's just like the Warriors believe they can beat anybody, any game. And so, like, if the game gets close, they're not getting nervous. They've got Steph Curry. They've got Jimmy Butler. And he's playing a little different right now, too. And I don't know how many of you guys are grinding Warriors tape right now, but it sounded like Russillo over there for a second. Listen, I don't want to be the guy that says you're not grinding tape. Excuse me. But Jimmy is playing a little differently. There was a couple of times, I mentioned this on Hoop Sense, which again, coming out at noon today. Jimmy got the ball in the fourth quarter a couple of times where it looked like he was about to take a guy one-on-one, starts to get into his action, make a move, and then he finds Steph. And I think in normal situations, you'd be like, oh, Jimmy's the alpha dog. He's going to go get that bucket. And he's not. He's figuring out what his role is on this team. In that game against Portland, he had a triple-double, but it was like, 12, 10, and 10 or something like that. It's honestly, he's looking at Draymond and he's like, well, I could be a more efficient Draymond. So I think the Warriors are going to be a weird matchup for a lot of teams in the playoffs. I think as long as they don't get a team with a dominant big in the first or second round, I do think there's a real chance for them to have a path at the Western Conference Finals. I do think Denver is a nightmare matchup, but we've seen it with Denver. And I mean, you can just look at those OKC games from this weekend. Yes, Jokic is the best player on the planet, but the Nuggets go as Jamal Murray goes. Jamal Murray had a really bad game in that first game. They lost. He had a really good game in that second game, and they cooked. So if you're Golden State, you're like, listen, man, Jokic can go get 50 if he wants. But if we can just control Jamal Murray, and Jamal Murray doesn't have a good, Jamal game, Golden State could probably take it to Denver. So right now, Golden State's in that 6th seed. Minnesota's right behind him, though. Minnesota finally figuring some stuff out. They're 6-4 in their last 10, have also ripped off 5 in a row. I think it's really important for a team to get that 6th seed. I think you'd much rather play a team like the Lakers, Grizzlies, or Rockets in the first round. I don't think anybody's scared of Memphis or Houston. And so, if you can square up against one of those teams, you would love that. The Lakers, yes, are scary with LeBron and Luka, but definitely beatable. When right now, Lakers are like, oh my God, we just need Jackson Hayes and Rui Hachimura back, right? Nobody's scared of a team that's desperate for Hayes and Rui to return, even though they've been playing good. So if you're the Warriors, man, I think you feel pretty comfortable against all of those teams outside of OKC and Denver. But I mentioned this last week. I do think OKC's been winning so many games that I think we're just at the point that we're like, oh, we'll have to wait and see until the playoffs. I think OKC is going to run through the West. I mean, I think the conference finals will be tough, but I think OKC is really good. And then so Minnesota, I mentioned, right? Randall comes back. Jaden McDaniels, honestly, he should be in the most improved conversation because we know what he can do defensively, but offensively, he's been incredible the last stretch of games. Randall is like fit in pretty nicely. Rudy hasn't been playing a ton, so I know they're ready to get Rudy back. So we'll have to, I don't know. We'll have to see. I feel like Golden State has a higher ceiling than Minnesota right now, but you got Ant-Man. So Ant-Man ascension. Clippers, man, 4-6 in their last 10. They dropped the game last night to the Pelicans because Zion hit them with a trippy W last night. The Clippers are right there, and then the Kings. And honestly, Clippers are falling back to kind of where I expected them to be midseason, right around that early in the season, that 8 to 10 range. And Kawhi, they play Miami tonight. Miami's actually favored in this game tonight. Kawhi will most likely sit because it's a back-to-back. They need to get this W because all of a sudden the Kings, who again, 5-5 in their last 10, are only a game and a half behind the Clippers to get out of that 9-10 game. And then the Dallas Mavericks, who just decimated by injuries, right? Anthony Davis, Dallas put out a statement last week or over the weekend that was the biggest no real information report I've seen in a while. They're like, Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford really progressing right now. No further update. Okay, thank you guys. Dallas, you're like, man, hopefully Najee Marshall goes for 30 tonight. Is it Din shitty night? You know what I mean? But because Phoenix has been so bad, just the most toxic environment of all time, they can't get any W's. I don't even know if they can catch Dallas. They have the toughest schedule remaining in the NBA, and they're chasing Dallas by 2.5 games. Dallas got a win most recently. They're 3-7 in their last 10. Phoenix is 4-6, and then you got the Trailblazers right behind them. So I think this is your top 10. I don't think Phoenix catches Dallas. I just don't think Phoenix can win enough games, honestly. And they've already kind of decided. Every single report around Phoenix is that KD is gone. So I don't know. Let's take a look at tonight's action. Oops, I don't know why I stopped sharing screen. Let's look at tonight's games. Oh, I know why I was going to, because I wanted to look at the odds. That's why, and I already had that pulled up. Boston Base, what's going on in the chat, man? Chill. All right, here we go. We've got the Hornets against the Hawks. Can't wait. Lock in. Hawks are favored by 8.5 in this one. LaMelo has been trash. I don't know who's been paying attention. Miles Bridges, that piece of shit, has been balling, but LaMelo's been bad. Game of the night, Celtics and the Oklahoma City Thunder in Boston. Boston's actually favored by 3.5. Jalen Williams, J-Dub, has already been ruled out. Tatum is questionable, but sounds like he's playing. Porzingis also technically questionable, but interesting report actually by him. He tweeted it out. Been battling this viral infection. Yeah, that they can't quite figure out what it is, and it's just been really sick, but it sounds like he's feeling better. Raptors against the 76ers. Good luck figuring this out. Toronto and Philly, both teams have just been like, hey, what if we don't play our guys? RJ and IQ already ruled out. Scotty Barnes is questionable. Clips and Heat, already mentioned this. This is how you can tell Kawhi's not playing. Makes me think that James Harden might not play. Clippers are on a back-to-back. They are in Miami. Heat are favored. Definitely no claw. Suns and Houston Rockets. Look at this total, 228.5. Rockets are favored by 4.5. I mentioned no amen, but Freddie Van Fucks should be back. Phoenix relatively healthy. Grizz City, Grizz and Grind. They're favored by 12.5 against the Utah Jazz. Another massive total. You want to get excited for some underdog pick'ems? Walker, Kessler, blocks. How about that? Shutter Guy Magic card. I like that call. What else you got here in this one? We got Dallas against the San Antonio Spurs. I will not be watching this one. De'Aaron Fox, he's also been pretty bad. 5.5 point phase for the Spurs because the Mavs. That's how little help the Mavericks have. They're dogs. Timberwolves against the Nuggets. This will be a fun one. Nuggets favored by 3.5. Very excited to watch that game. And then the Bing Bong Boys against the Trailblazers. Knicks still on the West Coast. There you have it. That's tonight's stuff. Heat are favored. Yeah, I mean, I kind of makes me think maybe Harden doesn't play too, but that's how bad the Clippers have been lately. Let's before we do the pick, I'm just going to give you a little run here. The best ball, we are on week 3 here, week 3 of 6. We do have a team cooking here. Show you this team right now has scored 2,312 points. Okay. You see Nembhard, Porter Jr., Anthony Simons, Tyler Hero, Poole, Giddey, Harden. So definitely need Giddey to be healthy. My wings, we got Tatum, Siakam, Bridges, Neesmith, and Khalil Ware. And then our bigs, we have Duran, Pirtle, Gafford, and Okongwu. We have some other teams that are cooking as well, but this is by far our best team. As you can see, you look at the leaderboard here. We, I believe, are in 28th right now. 28th with currently winning 2K, but again, a long way to go. We are down, what is that, 115-ish points from first. So I do think we have a shot at climbing up a little bit with those guys, especially because LaMelo's not playing back-to-back, so that's good for Bridges. Bridges, honestly, again, I think he's a huge piece of shit, but Bridges has been playing really good basketball. But anyways, that's a solid squad. Hopefully we get some cold hard cash from that lineup. Let's figure out a pick 'em. I mentioned Walker Kessler. Let's get over there. I also want to find some Şengün overs. I feel like Şengün should just kick. Wow, I can't type. Oh, there's no Utah Jazz lines for Kessler, probably because of all of the questionable tags. Yeah, that sucks. All right, anybody got anything for tonight? I think Chet Holmgren. I feel like Chet's going to play a lot of minutes tonight. 15 and a half. 20, let's do. What if he makes 3 threes? Chet to make 3 threes. Let's do it. Let's mix that up a little bit. Anybody like that? That's a 2Xer. To make 3 threes, I feel like he's going to be out there. He's going to take a bunch. Boston likes to give up threes. Let's see. What else do we have? You guys like anything for tonight? And then I'll remind you about the Splash Sports contest as well. Grimes threes. Yeah, that's a good one. My guy Nez mentioned that maybe Davion Mitchell gets the Grimes assignment. That makes me a little nervous, but there we go. We'll do that. That gets us to 5X. Let's get one more in here. One more for the party people. Let's see. I do think Tatum plays, but I don't know if I want to go, excuse me, there at all. I'm nervous about Scotty Barnes' minutes. How about under on LaMelo 25.5 points? I just think, I know this is a dream matchup spot, but man, LaMelo's been so bad. Or does he have fantasy points listed? No, not yet. If you look at his recent performance, 15, 13, I guess he had 28 against Minnesota on March 5th. I don't know. I know we shouldn't just be box score hunting, but Mark Williams boards, 10.5. Let's do that. Let's do Mark Williams boards. All right, that's a 10Xer there. Let's do it. If you guys want to tail along, obviously not financial advice. You guys know the rules. I'll share the link into the chat. Speaking of links into the chat, go ahead and look at the pinned one for some splashy sports here. We got some Splash Sports that we are, again, still partnering with. We've been having fun with that. Again, I would like for someone to challenge me in here because I just keep winning. We did a $5 entry here. Top 5 get paid. Max is out at 50. We have 12 entrants so far. I know it says it maxed out at 50. I think we've been getting to 25 to 30 on most nights. Also, if you guys have feedback on how you would like to do this, so currently right now, right, it's a 6 tiers. So you pick 6 different players from different groups of tier of players, right? We have the option of only doing 4 players. So if you'd rather do a 4 tier, I like 6 tier. I think it's more fun. But if you prefer to do 4 tier, down to do that. Also, I've been just messing with the dollar amounts anywhere from 2 to 5. If you'd prefer it to be 5, let me know. If you prefer 3, 2, whatever, just let me know. Happy to keep messing around with this. But we're starting to get some noobs in the contest too, which is a lot of fun. So hopefully we get more people in there. But that's going to do it. I don't think I have anything else for today. I don't know if you guys have anything else. Again, 2 p.m., the 89 Cavs come back, which is fun. The Cavs will be back at 2 p.m. Hoop Sense is at noon. So I'll be sharing some links on the socials. So go check that out. Well, appreciate you guys tuning in and watching the hashtag content. I imagine our guy Sneeps and Weisberg are cooking tonight on playback for some Celtics and Thunder. I'm excited for that game. Wait, does that 7 or 7:30 start on that game? Because your boy's hosting trivia, and let me tell you, we will be We will be ending early, 7:30. Hell yeah. And trivia starts at 7. That's good. We'll only miss like the first quarter. But that's going to do it. So make sure, like the video, subscribe if you haven't done it. If you're new, thanks for hanging out. Also, if you're returning, thanks for hanging out. And we'll see you this afternoon for some Cavs. Yeah.